Dear students of English literature, we welcome you in our Lecture-1 English version lecture, in which we are going to study poem 9 Animals, that is composed by Walt Whitman, that is taken from NCERT class 10th English poetry. Students, before we proceed, let's understand about the poet. Walt Whitman is a major figure in early American poetry. He broke the tradition of rhymed and metrical poetry. He was famous for writing a revolutionary new kind of poetry which was written in free verse. The poem Animals is from his Song of Myself in Leaves of Grass. This poem is a very uh, famous poem, and it is very full of inspiration for the readers. Students, Walt Whitman has been a, has been a follower uh, of the romantic tradition that includes Rousseau and Wordsworth, which holds that civilization has made human false to their own true nature. This is very important. You please pay attention to this once again. He holds that civilization has made humans false to their own true nature. Means human beings are getting changed and they are not those which they used to be. Means they have lost their virtues like innocence, self-satisfaction, their faith in God, and they are hankering after money, name, fame, and power. And students, in this way, the basic qualities which used to be of a man, now these qualities are seen in animals, and they have lost these qualities of considerateness, helpfulness, and innocence. Students, let's have a gist of the poem first before we begin this poem. In this poem, Animals, the poet has described his will to become an animal because he thinks animals are far better than human beings. Human beings are greedy and full of jealousy against each other, but animals are calm and self contained. The animals are happy with what they have, but human beings don't. They never complain. They means animals never complain about miseries and sorrows. On the other hand, human beings complain about their miseries. They give more importance to the rich and strong people, stay restless because of their wrongdoings, and run behind the luxury things of this world. Whereas animals are honest about their relations and don't give importance to a particular class. They live a life which is full of honesty and less of greed and jealousy. Now, students, let's begin this poem, Animals, from the first stanza. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self contained. Here, students, the poet says that he has an ardent wish to be an animal, and he wants to give up this life of being with among human beings, and he just want to pass rest of his lives in form of animals and with the company of animals. Why he says so? This is a remarkable question and matter of curiosity. They are so placid and self contained. The answer of the poet is uh, he wants to be an animal, he wants to enjoy the company, and he wants to live with them because they are so placid and self contained. Students, placid means calm, means non violent, being self satisfied, and self contained means they have self control. Students, and they are living their life in themselves. They do not come out of them, they do not try to spy others, they do not jealous of others, they do not feel irritation from others. That's why poet wants to live a peaceful life, and this peace can be taken from animals. So these animals are a great source of this inspiration, so he wants to live with animals. I stand and look at them long and long. Here the poet says that he gets standing and keeps on watching animals because the qualities which animals possess aren't found in human beings. and he means the poet wishes to have these qualities for a long time in him. So he just want to change his life into the life of animals, and he want to accompany them. In short, students, we can say here in this line the poet says that he wants to live in the world of animals. Here we can say that poet finds the world of animals, the poet worlds of animals better than that of human beings. He further says that he finds animal more peaceful than humans. He says so because animals are not running after worldly things like human beings. They are calm and have no greed for worldly things or any kind of achievement. Students, these are the qualities that's why the poet is attracted to the life of animals. Humans have the habit of interfering in the lives of others, but animals are always peaceful. Next, the poet says, they do not sweat or whine about their condition. Means the animals never complain. The animals never show agitation. The animals sweat means agitation, and whine means weeping or complain. Animals neither show agitation nor show any complaint about their condition. They are self satisfied. They do not complain of any misery. They never cry out loud like humans to show what they have lost. They are placid. Whine can be defined as a murmuring sound. Murmuring sound is a complaint that some person keeps on uttering in her heart, in his heart. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. Means these animals are free from sins. They do not commit any mistake in their life, and they passes their life and their night peacefully. It means they does nothing wrong, and they do not pass their life uh, sleeplessly. Students, now we see these are the qualities of animals in comparison to human beings. They do not make me sick discussing their duties, and when they do their religious duties and they offer something before God, and when they do, they means these human beings do some charity for the poor. They keep on discussing throughout the day and made bore to others. This act isn't done by animals. Animals never irritate anybody uh, by discussing their good actions, good deeds of the day, and by praising their own qualities. But this action is done by the people. No one is dissatisfied means like unlike animals, people uh, are always dissatisfied. Means animals are always satisfied. They neither complain nor feel any sadness, and nor did they show off anything. Means animals are placid and self-contented living beings. Students, demented. Not one is demented. If you see any animal, you will find that no animal is mad. Mad with the feeling of earning things. Mania is a feeling. Mania is a blind passion when a man wants to earn something. Owning means to get something. Wanting means to get possession of something. Means the quality of man, negative quality of human being is to earn money and to accumulate so many beautiful possessions of the world, and he wants to be a man of power, man of beautiful things, and he keeps on doing this, and he is always restless. So he can say he is mad, and he hankers after all these things, and he is in the mania of owning things. Means he is mad after these things, so he is continuously restless. He thinks that animals are never dissatisfied like human beings, they live their life peacefully. So he wants to be an animal and he wants to accompany them. One more thing is there, students. if you say I should give a summary of this stanza once again. The poet says that unlike humans, animals do not complain of any misery. They never cry out loud like humans to show what they have lost, students. And they do not pass their lives in grief. He says so. The poet says so because most of the animal. He says so because most of the human beings discuss their doings which they have done for God, but animals do not do this. These and student they are means animals are always satisfied whatever they have. In next stanza, the poet says, "No one kneels to another. No one kneels to another," means animals has not any their forefather or anybody before whom he has to kneel. Kneel means to surrender or to you say to feel inferior before anybody. Kneels means to surrender. When you surrender to other person, you feel inferior and you have to obey them. No one kneels to another means animal has no such a superior one before them to which they have to surrender, they have to yield, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago, and they have no such example in their race before whom, before which, before that they have to surrender, means they have nobody to feel inferior before them. Maybe it is from thousands of years back. Not one is respectable means everyone in the animal world is equal. Nobody is more respectable, nobody is more happy, nobody is less happy, means everybody is satisfied and nobody is unhappy over the whole earth, means every animal has equal place. Every animal is always happy, they aren't happy over the whole earth. So they show, here you can listen, so they show their relations to me, means here the poet finds the relation with the animals, and these relations are welcomed by the poet, and he says he accepts these relations. What relations? The relations of humanity, the relations of innocence, the relations of sympathy, the relation of considerateness, and the writer accepts it, the poet accepts it. They bring me tokens of myself, means these animals are the source which bring the poet back the qualities, the characteristics of humanity, the characteristics of human being. The avens means these animals represents, express and show the quality to the poet plainly in their possessions, whatever they have in them, means the poet is very attracted to these animals because he could find the qualities of human beings in the animals. Now let's have a summary of this stanza. Here the poet says that he has never seen any animal showing his devotion to anyone. Here you can see they never do so even for their ancestors, mean their ancestors were not superior to them. No one among them is more respectable or important as we have in human society, maybe today or thousands years ago. Students, on the whole earth they are equal. They never give more or less importance to any other animal. Everyone in the animal world is happy. They are not like human beings who find themselves the happiest or the saddest person on the earth. Further, the poet says that animals are more honest in showing their relations with other animals. In this way, the poet says that he accepts the fact that animals are true towards their showing their relations to others, and this quality is liked by the poet. Now, in the last lines, we see the poet says, it means the poet is getting surprised, thinking, I wonder where they get those tokens. Now, here the poet is very surprised, in the mood of surprise, and he thinks that he doesn't know where these animals have got these qualities from. And he tries to realize maybe it was because of human beings, maybe it was because of the mistake of the poet, that maybe long time ago these qualities were passed away from the poet, or negligently these qualities were dropped by the human beings. So students, you can see here that simply these qualities means qualities of considerateness, innocence, self-satisfaction, love and sympathy are in animals. They are so placid, they do not tease anybody, they are not jealous of anybody, and they live their life. So at last the poet introspects himself and says that from where these animals got those qualities. He further questions himself that where his own good qualities are gone. He thinks uh, he left them or had carelessly lost them somewhere, and these qualities were found by the animals and they accepted it. He wonders that humans gave up these qualities, and it is very unfortunate. But animals have got those qualities, so he wants to be animal and he wants to live in the company of animals. Now, students, let's understand the poetic device and poetic beauty used in this poem. Students, here I think I could turn and live with animals. Here you can see, I think I live with animals. Students, the repetition of vowel I is done many times here in the first line. That's why assonance poetic device is used here. Assonance is a poetic device in which the sound of vowel is repeated again and again. Now you see, I stand uh, long and long. Here long is repeated. Here when same word is repeated, there is repeated poetic device. In this line, in the words long and long, a repetition is used as a poetic device. Students, here they do not sweat or whine. They do not. Now here you can think that anaphora is used here beautifully. I stand, I think. I is repeated. They do not. These words are repeated in the consecutive lines of these stanzas. In one stanza, I think, and here you say they do not. Here in this portion, anaphora is used beautifully, and in these two lines, too. Anaphora is a poetic device in which you repeat the same words in the beginning of the lines, in the beginning of consecutive lines. Students, here you see make me. Make me means two consonant sounds. The words which begins with consonant sounds, make and me, m. Here is alliteration. Alliteration is used beautifully. Other than this, when we come to this line, not one kneels to another, students, we see not one is respectable. Anaphora is used here beautifully too. Other than this, we see tokens. Tokens is an implied simile, and tokens means here the inner qualities of human beings, innocence, placid, being placid, and self-satisfaction. So it is, you can say, metaphor. Metaphor poetic device is used beautifully, and token is also used in this line here. This is metaphor too. I wonder where w and w2 consonant sounds are repeated in consecutive words in the beginning. So alliteration, figure of speech, is used here beautifully. Students, now let's see some of the important questions of this poem. The first question is, notice the use of the word turn in the first line. I think I could turn and live with animals. What is the poet turning from? You know, the poet is turning from his own life, and students, he wants to be animals because he is attracted to the qualities of animals who have owned the qualities of human beings. I mean to say, he finds animals more placid and self contained, and therefore he wants to live with them. Students, in the next question, mention three things that animals do and humans do and animals don't. Means the three things that humans do and animals don't are as follows. Human complain and cry. Humans complain and cry about their miseries, problems, and sorrows, but animals don't. Humans lie awake in the night thinking about their wrongdoings. They repent a lot, but animals don't. Means animals have nothing to do with them. Means they pass their life with peace, so animals sleep peacefully. Third quality is humans also keep telling others about their religious duties towards God, but animals have nothing to describe anything to others. That's why you see, uh, man passes his life with sleepless nights, but animals are placid and they don't complain and they don't mention these things. Now, in the next question, students, do humans kneel to other humans who lived thousands of years ago? Means uh, humans feel inferior. Do human feels inferior before others? Yes, of course, humans feel inferior before others and they kneel to other humans who lived thousands of years ago. They could be some ancestors, saints, or preachers, or some other religious persons or other bodies, and they worship them and they follow and preach and they follow their preachings. But animals do not have any such an precedence or any example in the past to which they kneel. It means they are free from such type of foundation. What are the tokens that the poet says he may have dropped long ago? Means what tokens or what qualities are there which is said by the poet they have dropped? Student, the word token according to the poet is the good qualities in the human beings, and the poet feels that these days good qualities do not exist in human beings and they have lost them for the sake of the worldly gains. They are hankering after worldly possessions, things, riches, and they have lost their way. And I think these qualities are possessed by the animals, and that's why he wants to turn himself into animals and he wants to enjoy the company of animals. This is all in this poem, students. I hope you have liked my this lecture, and I think it will prove to be very useful for you. So students, please keep on watching Oracy classes of English language, and you please can complete your whole syllabus with us on our channel Oracy classes of English language. I hope you have enjoyed and understood everything from this poem, and to continue with us, please subscribe our channel Oracy classes of English language, and if you like our lecture, please don't forget to like, share and comment. Now students, thanks for being with us. Thanks a lot.